You may not realize it yet, but 2026 is shaping up to be a year that we will look back on as a turning point. Not just for what politicians did, but for whether the people stood up, whether we organized, whether we built something stronger than the systems that are currently designed to break us. Years from now, you're going to look back at this moment, and you're either going to say, "That's when I helped to tip the scales toward justice," or "That's when I watched and waited, hoping someone else would fix it." This video is about why 2026 is more dangerous and also more full of possibility than most people realize. And it's also about what you'll regret not doing if you don't step into people-powered resistance right now. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to walk away with a clear understanding of why 2026 is a make or break year for democracy, the 3 most common regrets that I hear from people who waited too long to act, and a roadmap to shift from quiet anxiety to purposeful movement building right now where you live. You don't need to be a politician. You don't need a massive social media following, and you don't need to burn out. You just need to listen to what's been calling you and take the first step with a plan and a community. Let's go. If you're new here, I'm Elizabeth Cronise McLaughlin. I'm a former Wall Street and human rights lawyer, a lifelong activist, and the founder of the Ripple Effect Institute. At the Ripple Effect Institute, we turn quiet rebels and emerging visionaries into focused, resilient movement builders. People who are rooted in justice, sustained by community, and equipped to lead long-lasting change. Because we believe that the people who are watching the world disintegrate in horror right now are the people who are actually meant to rebuild it. And yes, that includes you. Why 2026 matters. Let's talk about why 2026 is a tipping point. It's not just another election year. This is the year that will determine whether we continue to live under an authoritarian regime or whether we, the people, claim our collective power from the ground up. Here's what we're looking at for 2026. A pivotal midterm election under an increasingly fascist administration, the 13-year anniversary of the Supreme Court gutting the Voting Rights Act in Shelby County v. Holder, escalating attacks on trans lives, reproductive justice, protesters, and community safety, and expanding systems of control through ICE raids, surveillance, the criminalization of dissent, and the persecution of political opponents. And now, in 2026, we face a choice. Do we allow these systems and policies to continue to expand unchecked, or do we organize to take them down, locally, strategically, and together nationwide? Because here's a little secret. Cracks are forming in the base of MAGA. We're watching MAGA influencers turning on each other, GOP representatives expressing outrage at unjustified murders of fishermen on the high seas, right-wing media imploding, and also, simultaneously, state-based resistance movements getting louder and more effective. What fills the cracks in the foundation of MAGA will come down to us. But here's the thing. MAGA is counting on you to stay overwhelmed, frozen, and doom scrolling. But if enough of us choose to act differently, this could be the year that truly turns the tide. 3 regrets that you'll want to avoid in 2026. Okay, let's talk about what people who care actually regret when it comes to political change. I've spent years working with leaders, organizers, everyday people who knew they wanted to make a difference, but chose not to act until it was almost too late. And the same regrets come up over and over and over again. The first regret I hear often is, I waited for someone else to fix it. I thought it wasn't my job. I thought some charismatic leader would rise to tell all of us how and when to take action. But here's the truth. There is no cavalry coming to save us. And the people we've been waiting for, they're us. Waiting may be comfortable, but it costs us everything. The second regret that I hear often is, I didn't know where to start, so I did nothing. This one truly breaks my heart because the desire to help is so real. But the overwhelm, especially in this era of nonstop bad news 24/7 on social media, gets so big that people shut down. There are too many harms, too many causes, and too many issues that desperately need our help. And the fear of getting it wrong or not knowing exactly where to start keeps too many people from doing anything at all. But there's a better way. You can focus your energy, you can find your lane, and you can take action that actually works without sacrificing your sanity. The third regret that I hear a lot these days is the following. I'm staying quiet because I'm scared. And I don't just mean the fear of saying the wrong thing. I mean the fear of being seen, the fear of maybe becoming a target, fear of the backlash that comes when you speak out against white supremacy or transphobia or authoritarianism. Especially if you hold privilege, you may be used to staying safe by staying silent. But marginalized people, Black, brown, trans, disabled, undocumented folks, they don't have that option. They're already on the front lines. They're being targeted by this regime every single day. So the real question becomes, if you have some safety, how are you using it? Because if the people with privilege don't stand up right now and for the coming year, the people most at risk will be left to carry on the fight alone. And that is one of the deepest regrets that I hear from people who have not taken action until now. I could have spoken up. I could have acted. I had the protection to do it that others don't, and still I didn't. Let that not be your story in 2026. What to do now and why it's not too late. So what can you actually do to push back against authoritarianism right now? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to be a full-time activist to make a real difference. You don't have to be loud on social media, and you don't have to be an organizing expert. But you do need to take action strategically and soon. Let me show you where to begin. First, you need to get clear on the issues that you're going to work on and on the people you're going to do it with. What calls to you the most when you're consuming your newsfeed? Is it ICE raids in your city? Is it food insecurity for your neighbors? Maybe it's anti-trans legislation moving through your state house. That's where you start. Not with every issue and not with every harm, but with something. And you don't have to do it alone. Find the community organizations that are already doing work on the issues that call to you, whether that's in your city, in your town, or in your state. Ask yourself, who is organizing around this already? Who needs backup? And if you don't know, that's okay. That's one of the things that we actually help people figure out at the Ripple Effect Institute. The second step is to plug in where you live. This is a hyper-local moment, if ever there was one. National politics are exhausting, but most of the power we have right now is actually municipal. City councils, school boards, community defense networks to protect the undocumented. This is where we protect each other. And this is also where we build power, not just for an election cycle, but for way beyond it. Plugging in locally might look like hosting a meeting to bring people together around a local political campaign, running a stealth solidarity network that helps to protect your targeted neighbors, partnering with organizers who knock doors, run your local food bank, or are challenging corrupt city officials. And let me just tell you something, these ideas are not hypothetical. These are all things that people inside the Ripple Effect Institute are working on right now. And your third step, the last step, is to join a structured container with community, accountability, and strategy. This is actually what most people miss when they set out to make a difference. It's not just about deciding to do something, it's also about being held in the process by a container that is strong enough to carry you forward when it feels like the world is burning. You need more than a moment. You need a community, and you need a practice. And that's what we offer inside the Ripple Effect Institute. It's where people like you, folks who have been watching, aching, desperate to help, finally step into focused, sustainable leadership for change. It's not performative. It's not burnout driven. It's not about trying to save the world alone. It's about building people power together over time and with joy and real impact. And here's the best part. You don't have to know how to do any of that yet. You just have to say, yes, I'm ready to stop just watching all of this horror. I'm ready to start building something better. So if any part of you is feeling that spark right now, if you're thinking, okay, I want to do this, but I still don't know how, that's exactly why we offer free strategy calls at the Ripple Effect Institute. This is a real conversation, one-on-one with a member of our team, where we'll help you figure out what your unique contribution could look like, where you can build or maybe join something locally, and also how to take your next best step without feeling so alone. And if it feels aligned, we'll also tell you in that call a little more about how the Ripple Effect Institute works. But if not, you'll still leave that call with clarity, power, and direction. So click the link below or in the description box to book your free strategy call right now. Your decision to be the change that you want to see in the world starts with this one bold decision. And if you like what you see here, we would love it if you would also subscribe to this channel. The legacy you're building. So when we're through this terrifying and horrible moment in history and you look back on 2026, what will you say? Will it be, that's the moment when I helped to tip the scales, when I found my people, when I stopped being afraid and started to build community power? Or will you look back and say, that's when I waited, and I really wish I had just done more? You don't have to carry this alone. You don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to take the next step. So book that free strategy call below, and let's build what comes next together. Because the tipping point for the future of this nation is arriving right now, and the question of what comes next is up to us. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.